Hi folks, I'm here with a little injury from Oostende, Flanders, Belgium. Welcome to Kortrijk. Can you introduce yourself member by member, please?
I am Ivo, the new frontman for Lethal Injury. I am from Torhout, and yeah, that's about it.
Hi, I'm Dennis. I'm the guitarist and also co-founder of the band.
So about you, Ivo, you came into the band quite recently. Can you tell something about your previous projects, bands?
Originally I was a drummer. I started drumming about 7 years ago and founded a band with a few friends. Dennis and I had played together then, and another project too in the past time. And then now I still play drums in Artifix, which is my main band, and then my second band, where I do vocals for Lethal Injury. That's a whole new thing for me, but I'm really hyped and motivated about this.
So for people from abroad who don't know Little Injury, can you maybe just give a description of your musical style?
Lethal Injury is a mix from death and thrash metal. The Red Line was mostly thrash in the past. Now it's more blended together with death metal, thrash metal. So if you're into that, definitely check us out.
Cool. Your name, Little Injury. How did you came to this name? What does it mean?
The name Lethal Injury came after a long night in the youth club, where with the original lineup we had all in the past an injury that was hospitalized or surgery or whatever, mostly through skateboarding or some with a bike accident or whatever. So it was kind of funny that we all had that lethal injury, and so that's how the name came.
It's a bit like a coincidence. You have like the same reason to create a name as the band called Fractured Insanity, who's also from Flanders, but who are playing death metal. Do you know them?
I've seen them live in my hometown of Torhout. I believe it was also on Troyfest. Could be, yeah. It was last year before Corona. I saw them at a show, and yeah, that was also the first time I heard of them. And since then, I've been following them on Facebook. So that's about it for my connection with Fractured Insanity.
So a little about the band history. So you have like one full-length album out. It came out on Wormhole Dead Records from Italy. Can you tell something about this and also about like the new songs you are creating now, or you have created?
So the first full album, we did the pre-pros at the Shellshock Studios with Peter Nicaise. Also the full studio, all the recordings are done there. When everything was finished, we felt we had a pretty good product, so we contacted different labels, and Wormhole Death came out as the one being most interested in us, and so we decided to work together with them. For the next album, we don't really know if we are going to release an album as a full concept again. We are thinking about maybe releasing different songs from the new stuff, and then maybe do just one collective album from new songs plus some that we didn't release. So that's still on discussion, but there are new songs. They are a bit different than what we did in the past, but you still have that Lethal Injury vibe in them, and they are still pretty front and aggressive, so we keep our style.
Well, I'm quite curious because I saw you before with your previous singer Rambo, and then it sounded like pure trash, but a bit infused by DRI, suicidal tendencies, a little hardcore influences. So now it's gonna be like different. How different is gonna be?
It's going to be different in a way that, of course, the main reason is a new vocalist. But also instrumentally, we have grown a lot in the past few years. When I listen to our first songs and the first album, now I hear a lot of things through my experience, like maybe I could have done this, maybe I had to put more of a song structure into it. So I'm still pretty psyched about the albums and the album and the songs, but it's just we evolved and also the songwriting evolved, and so now it still has that thrash vibe, but it also has new aspects such as the death metal aspect. Maybe here and there you have some darker influences like black metal, but we try to keep it in between death and thrash mainly.
So maybe it's gonna give like more opportunities to play with other bands. You played with quite some huge bands before. Can you tell something there about?
So yeah, we played a lot of cool shows, which we are very happy and thankful for. So like we played a couple of shows with Insanity Alert, which is pure thrash, of course, crossover, and then also we had the option to play with Gruesome, which is obviously death metal, but it always matched really good, and you always had a really good response. Um, Other bands we played with, yeah, it's like Legion of the Damned, but that was more like sharing the lineup with other bands, so it's not that of a support slot. But the biggest one was, of course, the support slot for Anthrax, which was us and Anthrax. So that was huge for us, and it's still huge for us. We hope that we can repeat something like that in the future, but also we love to play with every band. It really doesn't matter which genre or which type of metal. We are happy to play and happy to share the stage with everyone.
So now about your personal influences. Suppose you're on a desert island, you don't have internet, no phone, no radio, no television. You only have a record player or a CD player, and you can only take 3 or 5 albums with you. Which albums you gonna take with you on a separate desert island? So you're not on the same island. You cannot share the albums.
For me, that would be Anticult by Decapitated, because I really like the energy and the flow of the songs. It's just so in your face and hard all the time. That one is surely to be chosen. Second one is a bit of a guilty pleasure. Legends Beyond the Galactic Terror Fortress by Gloryhammer. I really love the fantasy aspect. I am a bit of a gamer, and I really like the storytelling and the whole vibe they're creating with their outfits and stuff. So yeah, and I also have a bit of contact with the drummer there. Yeah, it's a really nice band. And then as a third album, I would definitely go for Obsen by Meshuggah, because yeah, Thomas Hack was kind of a big influence on me as it being a drummer. From day one that I started, my goal was to one day play the song Bleed. That's still a work in progress, but yeah, he really motivated me to get the best out of myself as a musician. And then for the for the fourth and fifth album, I would probably take one from Animals as Leaders, because I really like the progressive difficult rhythmic vibes in their music, and then of course one from Allee, Franse band. Gojira, yeah. One from Gojira, because yeah, those guys are just so good. Doesn't really matter from the last to which album. That's about it for me.
For me, it's definitely Death with the Sound of Perseverance. It's been my favorite album since I'm 12 years old, so it's 15 years now. Also, Revolver by The Haunted. Recently rediscovered all the first albums, so it's like, yeah, full in your face. At the Gates, Slaughter of the Soul, and also the melodic vibe that's in the album is just it hits me every time I play it. So for a fourth album, I would take Master of Puppets by Metallica, because it's just such a complete album in terms of writing and just how the songs are fixed. It's Master of Puppets. And the fifth album will be a guilty pleasure, which is obviously Modern Talking.
I play the game with you. I take with me Show No Mercy, Slayer. First album, speed metal influences are so crazy. Second, I take Atrophy, Violent by Nature. Do you know them? It's like thrash metal from the US. They started again. I saw a show, them supporting Sacred Reich in Vooruitgang. It was awesome. I think it was the most tight show I ever saw. Third album I take is like Nightwish, Witchmaster. I saw them live at Bebop then.
Yeah, they're really great.
And fourth album gonna be Solitude Aeternus, Into the Depths of Sorrow, epic doom metal. And fifth album, let's say, yeah, that's hard. Maybe Pentagram, the doom metal band from US, like the second album. It can be the first two. For adding last update for you, can you give like the last updates about the band? What shows are you planned, or what are other plans, and also where people can find you on social media?
So at this moment, we don't have a lot of shows planned because the situation with COVID and stuff like that. Hopefully, it's better ship at the horizon. Then the working in music, we are now fully in pre-pro, doing this in my little tiny home studio. But the pre-pro is going really well. There are a couple of really brutal songs on there. So we hope that we can release a new song this summer, and hopefully we blow you away with all our new stuff. And also we have a new vocalist, so definitely check us out if you didn't see us already. Where you can find us on social media platforms is Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. These are the main things where we post everything or keep you guys up to date.
Okay, while you're on YouTube, while you're on Facebook, Instagram, don't forget to follow me, Jan Vervaeke, Photo and Film Facebook page, Jan Vervaeke YouTube, where this interview will be published. Also, the interview will be embedded on the sites of Metal to Infinity webzine and also Dump magazine. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me the interview. Little injury. See you, guy. Bye bye.